This segment of DelmarvaLife is sponsored by For All Seasons Behavioral Health and Rape Crisis Center.
It's one of the biggest moneymakers in the world. It's so big, some are calling it a pandemic.
And with 50% of the people it affects being children, well, it's pretty serious. We're talking about human trafficking. January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and the numbers are sobering. Experts estimate 27.6 million people worldwide are trafficked each year, with children and teens among the most vulnerable. In the U.S., reports of online sexual exploitation and sextortion involving minors have more than doubled in recent years. They say it's fueled by constant connectivity, social media, and gaming platforms where predators can reach kids privately and quickly, with teens spending 8 to 10 hours a day online, often across multiple apps. You know, this threat is no longer distant. It's happening in bedrooms, on phones, and behind scenes.
And joining us today is Susan Ahlstrom, Regional Navigator with For All Seasons. She's going to help parents understand why this issue matters now and how you can protect your loved ones in today's digital world. So, Susan, welcome via Zoom. Tell us why online sexual exploitation is so urgent of an issue right now for our young people.
So, as you mentioned, teens are spending, statistics show that teens are spending 8 to 10 hours a day online on their various platforms, whether it's on the laptop or the cell phone, etc. And so obviously that gives predators and others a lot of exposure, and the risk is greater for the young people.
Yeah.
These social media platforms are the common places where young people hang out, whether it's gaming sites or their social media sites, etc. And so because teens are still developing their judgment skills, they're still growing and developing, their brains are developing, it's often hard for them to have the proper judgment when they're meeting someone online. And teens are seeking connection, they're seeking attention. And so predators know that, and they can target young, vulnerable people that way.
Yeah. So what puts teens most at risk, and where are you seeing the biggest concerns?
A lot of the communication platforms like Discord and Snapchat, TikTok, all of these common places where we know young people hang out, there's opportunities for private messaging and for disappearing messages. So many young people are interacting with people that they don't know. It can be people in another part of the world. It can be someone next door. And as we are seeing, 95% of teens have cell phones, and even younger and younger children are getting cell phones. And that just opens up the access and actually makes it more difficult to supervise them. And so that puts them at a greater risk.
So how does online grooming happen, and what is sextortion?
So online grooming happens when a predator or a person is persisting to develop a relationship with that vulnerable person. So predators will target young people who they might identify them as vulnerable through their social media posts, and in that way, they start to connect with them and try to build relationships. So they try to build the trust through shared interests or through attention, flattery, etc. With that trust, then, the individual, the predator, or the person who is victimizing an individual will then develop sort of a chance to isolate the victim through suggestions that it's just between them and it's a private relationship, and that too can be appealing. But then the sexualization will happen, either it's photos or sexual acts, and then it turns into threats and or using shame and threats to control that victim, where it might be threats of exposure or threats to harm that young person or their family, and that then becomes a serious control issue.
Okay, Susan, we're out of time, but I can't leave you without asking, if a parent suspects this is happening to their child, what should they do?
So first of all, they should stay calm. Oftentimes it is very upsetting, obviously. They can reassure their child that the child is not to blame. They should save any documented, any messages or anything that they can save and report it to the platform where the event happens. They should also contact law enforcement and know that For All Seasons is here. We have trained clinicians and trained specialists to help families through an experience like this. But the early intervention and really strong relationships between family members, between adults and children, are really at the core of prevention. And we are offering a free training on January 22nd through our Center for Learning, and you can sign up online through our website, and you can sign up there to attend to learn more about online safety and this type of exploitation.
Susan Ostrom with For All Seasons, thank you so much for this vital information.
Thank you.